Okay, so I'm gonna teach you some Muay Thai language, in Thai that is. This is mostly beneficial for you if you already have some Thai basics. And why am I teaching you this? Because if you just look it up in the dictionary, or if you ask a random Thai person, they might not be familiar with the Muay Thai terminal language. Most of these words, I had to learn them by myself. Like nobody taught me, just over the years and through observation. I picked it up. So I kind of wish that I had somebody explaining it to me. So that's why I'm now explaining it to you. Okay, so training Muay Thai. We say som muay. So if you look this up in the dictionary, you might find another word like fuk muay, for example. If you talk to a Thai person who is not familiar with Muay Thai or not a part of the Muay Thai community, they might say fuk muay, fuk som muay, and it's not incorrect. It's just not the word we use in the Muay Thai community. So we would say som muay. Not to be confused with son. Son means teach. So son muay means to teach Muay Thai. Som muay means to train. Something super common if you've been training in Thailand at all, if you're a fighter, people often ask you, when's your next fight? Or when do you fight? And this is another example. A Thai person who is not familiar with the Muay Thai community, they might say something like, "Kunจะไปแข่งที่ไหน? Kunจะไปแข่งเมื่อไหร่?" And this means to compete. Keng means to compete. But again, that's not the word that we would use. That would sound funny to us. So it's not incorrect. It's just not what we say. We just say chok one night or doi one night. If we have a fight booked, that's called raigan. Raigan muay. Raigan means program. This is another word that I was super confused about because I would hear a friend's trainer say to her in English like, "Oh, you have program," or "When do you have program?" And I was like, "What's he talking about?" Like I really didn't understand. And after I had studied Thai for a while, I understood that mi raigan, it means to have a fight booked. So mi raigan riyang, do you have a fight coming up? Or มีรายการแล้วต้องซ้อมหนัก you have a fight coming up, you have to train hard. So รายการ program. In this context, in the Muay Thai context, it means to have a fight booked. Okay, so let's go through some training words then. Start with the most obvious, the different techniques. Okay, kick, take, punch. Like I said in the first part, chok muay, doi muay. Chok means to punch. But when we talk about it as like a technique, we say doi mat, doi mat, doi mat. You can say doi thong, punch the stomach. Then we have sok. Sok is elbow. Fan sok. Here, fan is the action. It means something like slice or something. Actually, we can't even remember exactly what it means, but you say fan sok. Sok is the actual elbow, and fan is like the action. Same with knee. Knee, the body part knee, is called khao. But when you knee, it's called tang khao. So tang here means pierce. So yeah. You can use that in different contexts too, but in the Muay Thai context, it means knee, like you pierce with your knees. Tang khao. Tang khao. Tang is the action. Tang khao. Sometimes you just say tang, and yeah, everybody knows that like refers to the knee. Okay, what else do we have? Te. Okay, you can kick. Te. Lam tua. Te lam tua. Lam tua means like the middle of your body, like your torso, I guess. So tek lang tua. You only ever use this if you're like really having to specify like where you're kicking. Tek ka, low kick or kick leg. Kick in the head. Here you would you would think that you would say te hua, but no, you don't say that. We say te gan kho, te gan kho, your neck, te gan kho. So there is te gan kho, te lam tua, te ka, ten khao. There's different types of knees, especially in the clinch. So I'll make another video about that because that's pretty extensive. Teep, teep. You would say like teep yakayan when you push like a push bike or like a bicycle. But of course, in this context, it means teep, the push kick. Alright, so when we train them, as you all know, the main portion or the main part of training is kicking pads. So the pads are called bao, bao. And if you look this up in the dictionary, bao, it means target. Bao mai means goal, for example. Bao mai, bao is target. But in this context, it means like the pads. Te bao. So even if we're gonna, just like in English, kicking pads refers to, doesn't necessarily have to be the kick, but just like kicking pads, the pad rounds, it's called te bao. Te bao. So if you're the person kicking, te bao. Wani te bao ki yok. If you're the one holding the pads, it's called jap bao. Jap is to hold or to grab something. Jap bao. You can also say lo bao. It's another word for holding pads. Kicking the bag. Bag is kasol. Gatsol, gratsol. It's really gratsol, but you kind of skip the R sound. Kasol. Kasop sai, if you want to say the whole word like sound the bag. Kasop sai, kasop. So te kasop is kick the bag. Another word for hitting or punching is ti. And this is the word usually that's used about beating or hitting, not in Muay Thai, but like, let's say a street fight, for example. You'd say tigan, or wairun tigan, the gangs were fighting. Or like, Mia, the man was hitting his wife, then you'd use ti. So it means strike, something like that. Strike or hit or beat. In Muay Thai, we only ever use ti for when we do, at the end of the session, when we do all of the jumping knees on the bag. We don't say tang kao. Tang kao is like one knee. Ti kao, those jumping knees, when we do like hundreds of them. Ti kasao, ti kasao, ti kao, kao. We mean knee the bag. So in this case, even though it's not with the hand, it's your knees, you say ti kasao, ti kao sanloi, and so on. The first word that I used or that I learned in the Muay Thai gym was jip, which means pay. So I thought I would go through some different words for different kinds of pay. Might be useful for you if you're training in Thailand. So jip, as you know, means pay. But you might also have come across the word buat. So buat also means pain, but it's more like an ache. So let's say you go to the pharmacy or to the doctor and you tell them about your symptoms. You'd say like buat hua, buat thong, buat fan. This is more like an ache, where jeb is more like an acute pain. The type you would feel from training or fighting. If you're sore, like you will be definitely if you train Muay Thai, you say muay. So this means like muscle soreness. So yeah, you did sprints yesterday or 1,000 kicks. You're muay. Not to be confused with nuai, which is the word for tired. So nuai, tired. Muay, sore muscles. Speaking of muay, that means like fatigue. Pretty like general word. You can use it in like many different contexts, but as in training and fighting, when you like get tired, like all of a sudden like you gas out, you wouldn't say nuai, you would say mo reng. So rang, I'm sure it's a word that you've heard a million times. Rang just means power. So mi rang mai, do you have power? Mai mi rang, you don't have power. And mot rang, mot means like used up or finished. So basically it means you had power, but it's finished now, like you used it up. So if you're in a fight, for example, let's say you fight and then in the third round you gas out. Mot rang lao. Mot rang. So that's not the same as muay. That muay is more like an overall fatigue. Okay, so we have jet, we have puat, we have muay, we have muay, sore, muscle soreness. Another word that I could think of that can be useful is if something stings. I'm thinking mainly of the Muay Thai oil called naman muay, by the way. You know, the yellow liniments that smell so lovely that we put on before the fights. So this one stings your skin, right? You would say sab, sab, sab da, something is stinging your eyes. Sab kho, you ate something and it's like burning your throat. Sab, so it's kind of stinging or burning, a stinging or burning sensation. Okay, so some other useful words for training. Here's this one. Okay, gloves, nuam, nuam. Put your gloves on. Sai nuam. Sai is to put something on in terms of clothes, or in this case, the gear. Sai nuam. Then we have shin guards. Sanap keng. Sanap keng. So keng means your shin. Sanap is support. You might have heard this word if you're in Thailand or you've been to Thailand. You might have heard sanap sanun. This means support or sponsor. If you're watching the fights on TV, they might say sanap sanun doi Emre Hasik. It means sponsored by. So sanap, support. Sanap keng or sanap kao, for example, if you have like a protection for your knee. That's knee support. Sanap kao. Sanap keng. Sai sanap keng. We're gonna do sparring. Sai sanap keng. Sparring. This is a confusing one because we say len chern. Len chern. Len means to play. Chern means something like strategy or strategize, I think. So here's an example of a word that a Thai person who is not familiar with that Muay Thai community might not know that this is how we say sparring. Len chern. However, when we do boxing sparring, as you know, normally we do this separately. So we do a round or two that's like only hands, only boxing. Then we say long nuam, long nuam. So long means down, nuam means gloves. So together, long nuam. It doesn't mean gloves down. It's just how you say it. Sometimes with Thai, a lot of the times it's like one word means one thing, another word means a different thing, but when you put them together, then they have like a new meaning. Or some words have, especially like short words, connecting words, they have like loads of different meanings, and long is one of them. So long nuam, boxing, sparring. Clinching, blam, blam. Blam really means to struggle or wrestle. But in the context of Muay Thai training, we mean the neck grappling or the clinch. Blam. Ku. Ku means pair. So if we talk about our opponent, for example, for a fight, an upcoming fight, ku chok. Ku chok, your opponent. When you train, you can say ku blam, my clinching partner. Ku, renchu, ku blam. You can use these, of course, in all types of contexts, not just Muay Thai. So, kura, for example, kura is couple. If you put pairs together, let's say maybe you're going to do a drill or something and you're going to do 2 and 2, then you say kugan, like to make a pair. Kugan.